Welcome to the Mortgage Foundations podcast, where we are here to guide you through the ins and outs of the mortgage world. Get ready to unravel the complexities and gain a solid understanding of everything you need to know about mortgages. Whether you're a first-time homebuyer or a seasoned homeowner, we've got you covered with expert insights and tips. Let's dive into the fascinating world of mortgages together. In today's episode, Tyler Cowell, the principal broker of Mortgage Foundations, FSRA number 13614, will discuss yesterday's announcements by the federal government on some changes for first-time home buyers.
Yesterday was an interesting day for the mortgage industry and in particular for first-time home buyers. The federal government announced some proposed changes to regulations, and although they are a good step, there is definitely room for improvement. The changes were announced ahead of the upcoming federal budget, and the government has been hinting at the upcoming amendments over the past couple of weeks. There was an expectation that we would see changes with a bit more substance, and the announcement came up a bit short, at least for one part of it anyways. Hopefully there are more changes to come, but not really holding my breath. I will start with the change that does have some substance to it and may actually further assist first-time home buyers with being able to purchase a property, as well as help those that already have. They announced that the RRSP Home Buyers Program, or HBP, was being amended by increasing the amount that a first-time home buyer can withdraw from their RRSP to go towards purchasing a home. The new amount as of April 16, 2024, will be $60,000 instead of the previous amount of $35,000. This could actually work quite well for potential home buyers that have a substantial amount saved in their RRSP, as it gives them an extra $25,000 or $50,000 for a couple towards their down payment. The increased down payment could assist home buyers competing more in the market and limit some of the reliance on gifted funds in order to do so. Of course, it is always better if you don't need to dip into your RRSP to help purchase a home. However, the increase does give a bit of much-needed support for those that do. Along with increasing the amount that can be withdrawn, the government has also adjusted the time for repayment of the RRSP funds back into the plan. Previously, when you withdrew funds from your RRSP using the HBP, you had 15 years to repay the amount withdrawn, and your repayments were to start the second year after you made the withdrawal. Example, if withdrawing in 2024, the first year of repayment would be 2026. The change here is that you still have 15 years to repay. However, the repayments won't need to start for 5 years instead of 2. This change will allow more time for homeowners to focus on affording their mortgage, rather than worry how they will afford the repayment in 2 short years. This change will go into effect on April 16th and will also be retroactive for anyone that withdrew from their RRSP using the HBP from 2022, meaning that these previous home buyers may not have to worry about the repayment just yet. This could prove to be quite a relief to many people come tax time next year. The second announcement partially includes what many in the mortgage industry have been asking for and what was expected. However, the expectation and the reality proved to be two different things and left many scratching their heads about who it will really benefit, other than those outside of the most expensive provinces to purchase in. For many years, there has been a push for insured mortgages with less than 20% down payment to have a 30-year amortization period. This is the time it would take to repay the mortgage. Yesterday's announcement provided the much-anticipated 30-year amortization announcement, although it is only for first-time home buyers. If the announcement was left here, it would be somewhat acceptable since it would offer assistance to those home buyers that may need it the most. However, the government continued on to say that not only was it just for first-time home buyers, but it was only for first-time home buyers purchasing newly built homes. The majority of first home buyers do not buy brand new built homes and instead purchase a home that they can start in and transition to their forever home later on. I will mention that there has been no communication as to what a newly built property actually means. But the idea of this is to encourage new supply. Therefore, it kind of points to brand new at this point. It is also important to note that the mortgage needs to be insured as well, meaning that the purchase price will need to be less than $1 million. This part doesn't change. To summarize, in order to qualify for the 30-year amortization, the home buyer would need to be a first-time buyer, purchasing a newly built property less than $1 million. This could prove to be a challenge for many of our most popular markets. The other issue with incentivizing first-time home buyers to purchase newly built homes in order to qualify for the 30-year amortization and hopefully make the purchase affordable is that our most vulnerable purchasers may end up finding themselves in some trouble when the home is actually built if the market has shifted down from the time they signed the purchase agreement for the then unbuilt home. Many homebuyers are currently facing issues on properties they agreed to buy at the height of the market in early 2022, where these properties are now appraising lower than the purchase price. These buyers are left with a tough decision of whether to hopefully get out of the purchase, not likely, lose a bunch of money through their deposit and litigation costs, which is likely, or find a way to come up with tens to hundreds of thousands of dollars to close the purchase. The 30-year amortization should have been extended to all insured mortgages, no matter if a first-time home buyer or not, and no matter if the property was new or not. Had they kept it just to first-time home buyers, it may have been a bit more palatable. However, having it in place just for first-time home buyers on newly built properties really misses the mark for many markets and many potential buyers that could have benefited from it. Overall, this announcement was just a big nothing burger and almost seems like it is just an opportunity to say, hey, look at what we did. You can roll a turd in glitter all you want. In the end, it is just a shiny turd, which is reflective of this announcement. In conclusion, yesterday's announcement of increasing the RRSP homebuyers program withdrawal limit, extending the repayment start time, and allowing 30-year amortization-ish are steps towards some much-needed help for homebuyers, even if one is really wobbly and potentially unsafe.
In today's episode, we discussed the announcements by the federal government of some upcoming changes to the RRSP homebuyers program and the introduction of a 30-year amortization insured mortgage. We hope you found today's episode informative, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay updated for our next episode. Thank you for tuning in to Mortgage Foundations. And remember, every home starts with a foundation. Your mortgage should too.